Your grandfather is alive. 30 years a prisoner. Let's find him. Hello, and welcome to my channel. I read simple English stories for beginners. Learn English slow and have fun. Today's story, The Lost Emperor's Curse. Let's read together. Part 1. The Offer at the Museum. It was a rainy night in London. Oliver was working late at the British Museum. He was a young archaeologist. His job was to pack old things from a rich man's collection. The museum was very quiet. Oliver could hear the rain on the windows. He was tired. It was almost midnight. On his desk, there was a small photo. It was his grandfather. His grandfather disappeared 30 years ago in Peru. Oliver never knew what happened to him. His mother always said, "Your father found something he should not find." Oliver looked at the photo and felt sad. Then Oliver saw a small wooden box. It was old and dirty. He opened it. Inside, there was an old scroll. It had a red string around it. At the end of the string, there was a wax seal. The seal had a strange sign, an eagle with two heads. Oliver opened the scroll carefully. On the scroll, there was a map. It was very old. He saw three names on the map: Istanbul, Rome, and Cuzco. Cuzco was in Peru. That was where his grandfather disappeared. Oliver's hand shook. This was from his grandfather. He was sure. Suddenly, Oliver heard a noise. He turned around. A woman stood behind him. She had wet hair and a black jacket. Water fell from her jacket to the floor. "Don't touch that," she said quietly. Oliver was scared. "Who are you?" "This is a private area." The woman came closer. "My name is Lynn. That scroll belonged to your grandfather." Oliver was surprised. "You knew my grandfather?" "I knew him," Lynn said. "My father worked with him in Peru. 30 years ago, they found something. A black diamond. The Inca diamond." Oliver did not understand. "A diamond. Your grandfather and my father found the diamond," Lynn said. "But bad men found them. The Black Legion. They want the diamond. They kill anyone near it." Oliver looked at the scroll. "Where is my grandfather now?" Lynn looked at him with sad eyes. "He is alive. He is a prisoner in the Andes Mountains. The Black Legion keeps him there." Oliver could not believe it. His grandfather was alive? For 30 years. He thought his grandfather was dead. "Meet me tomorrow at midnight," Lynn said. "Come to Dock 13. Come alone. Bring the scroll." She turned and walked away. She disappeared into the dark hallway. Oliver stood for a long time. He looked at the scroll. He looked at his grandfather's photo. Then he put the scroll in his bag and left the museum. Outside, the rain was heavy. Oliver took a taxi. He gave the driver his address. The taxi started to move. Oliver looked out the back window. A big black car came behind them. It was following them. "Sir, can you go faster?" Oliver asked. Oliver opened the door and ran. He ran through the dark streets of London. He was very scared. He ran and ran. He stopped in a small street. It was a dead end. He breathed heavily. He put his hand in his bag. The scroll was still there. The photo of his grandfather was still there. Oliver opened the scroll. On the old leather, he saw the map again. Istanbul, Rome, Cuzco. His grandfather was somewhere near Cuzco. Then he saw police lights at the end of the street. Blue and red lights came closer. Oliver held the scroll to his chest. His grandfather was alive. Nobody could take that from him. Do you like this story? Subscribe to my channel. New story every week. Click the bell for new videos. Part 2. The Secret in Istanbul. 3 weeks later, Oliver was in Istanbul. It was a sunny morning. He was sitting in an old cafe near the Grand Bazaar. He was waiting for someone. After that night in London, Oliver talked to the police. He did not tell them about the scroll. He said he saw nothing. The police let him go, but Oliver knew the black car men would come back. He looked at the scroll. The first name on the map was Istanbul. Old people called it Constantinople. Oliver booked a ticket and flew to Turkey. In Istanbul, he looked for Professor Aydin. He read about him online. Professor Aydin was an expert in ancient languages. He knew about the Incas and their writing. At the cafe, an old man came to his table. He had a white beard and round glasses. He sat down slowly. "Are you Oliver?" the man asked. "Yes," Oliver said. "Thank you for coming, Professor." Professor Aydin smiled. "You said it is about your grandfather. I knew your grandfather. We met in Peru many years ago." Oliver was surprised. "You knew him?" "Yes," the professor said. "He was a good man, a great archaeologist. Now, show me the scroll." Oliver took the scroll from his bag. He gave it to the professor. The professor looked at it with a magnifying glass. He was quiet for a long time. Finally, he spoke. "This is written in an old language, the Moche language. People do not speak it now. The last speaker died 300 years ago." Oliver asked, "What does it say?" The professor read slowly. "It says, 'The black diamond will die in the emperor's hand.' It is a prophecy. It talks about a famous diamond, the Inca diamond. People say it belonged to the sun god." Oliver listened carefully. "The Spanish took the diamond from Peru 500 years ago," the professor said. "They brought it to Europe, but their ship sank. Some people say it did not sink. They say an Ottoman emperor bought the diamond and hid it." Oliver was excited. "So the diamond is real?" The professor looked at him seriously. "The diamond is real, boy, and dangerous. Many people died for it. A group called the Black Legion looks for it for hundreds of years." Oliver's face went white. "The Black Legion? A woman in London told me about them." The professor nodded. "They are not simple thieves. They are a cult. They believe the diamond has special powers. They kill anyone in their way." The professor took out his phone. He showed Oliver an old email. It was from Lynn's father. Oliver read the email. "Professor, if you read this, I am dead. The Black Legion found me. But before I die, I must tell you. Robert is alive. We found the diamond. It was a curse. Robert stayed so I could run. Find him. Tell my daughter I love her." Oliver finished reading. His hand was shaking. "Lynn's father wrote this?" he asked. 3 years ago, the professor said. "Lynn has been looking for her father since then. She thinks if she finds the diamond, the Black Legion will free him." Suddenly, they heard a noise. A motorcycle stopped in front of the cafe. A man threw something inside. "Get down!" the professor shouted. The cafe exploded. Oliver flew backwards. Glass broke everywhere. When he opened his eyes, the professor was pulling his arm. "Run! Now!" They ran out through the broken window. The street was full of smoke. They ran through small streets. Old buildings, mosques, markets. They did not stop. The professor was breathing hard. "The Black Legion knows we are here. They know about the scroll. We must go to—" He did not finish. A black car came in front of them. 2 men with guns got out. The professor pushed Oliver. Run to the Hagia Sophia Mosque. I will stop them. Oliver cried. I will not leave you. The professor pushed harder. I am old. You must live for your grandfather. Go. Oliver ran. Behind him, he heard gunshots. He turned and saw the professor on the ground. The men were running to him. Oliver ran until he could not breathe. He hid behind a wall near the mosque. He put his hand in his bag. The scroll was still there. His grandfather's photo was still there. But the professor was gone. Oliver sat on the ground. Tears came to his eyes. 2 people died for him now. The taxi driver in London. Professor Aiden in Istanbul. He looked at the sky. I will find you, grandfather, he said quietly. I promise. Part 3. The Girl of the Andes. 2 weeks later, Oliver was in a small village in the Andes Mountains. He was very tired. His clothes were dirty. He had no money left. After Istanbul, everything was hard. The police looked for him. The Black Legion looked for him. He could not use his credit card. He traveled with little money. He took buses, trains, and sometimes walked. He went through Greece, Italy, Spain, and finally Peru. In every country, he found small clues. An old man who remembered a story. A library with an old document. A stone with a strange sign. The scroll showed him the way. Now he was in a small village called Pisac. The people there were poor but kind. They wore colorful clothes. They spoke Spanish and their own language, Quechua. Oliver asked about the scroll. An old woman looked at it. She pointed to the mountains. There's a girl, she said slowly. Her name is Ava. She lives in the mountains. She knows the old stories. Find her. Oliver walked for 2 days. He climbed high into the mountains. The air was thin. It was hard to breathe. At night, it was very cold. He slept in small caves. On the 3rd day, he found her. She was sitting by a small river. She had long black hair and dark eyes. Her feet were bare. She wore traditional clothes. Around her neck, there was a small necklace with a sun symbol. Oliver walked to her. Hello, he said. Are you Ava? The girl looked at him. She did not seem surprised. You took a long time to find me, she said. Oliver was surprised. Do you know me? Ava stood up. I waited for you. Lynn said you would come. Lynn? Oliver asked. Where is she? Ava looked to the mountains. Lynn went into the mountains 2 weeks ago. She wanted to find her father. She did not come back. Oliver sat down. He was very tired. Please tell me everything. Ava sat next to him. She told him the story. 30 years ago, your grandfather and Lynn's father came here. They were archaeologists. They found the Inca diamond in a secret temple. But the Black Legion followed them. The Black Legion took them. They made them prisoners. Oliver asked, Are they still alive? Yes, Ava said. The Black Legion keeps them in caves near the temple. They want the diamond. Your grandfather and Lynn's father know where it is, but they will not tell. Why not? Oliver asked. Ava touched her necklace. Because my family protects the diamond. We are the guards. The Incas gave us this job hundreds of years ago. Your grandfather understood this. He did not want the diamond to leave this land, so he stayed silent. Oliver looked at the mountains. His grandfather was somewhere up there, so close. I must go to him, Oliver said. Ava stood up. I will take you, but you must listen to me. The Black Legion has many men. They have guns. We must be careful. They walked for 2 more days. Ava knew the mountains well. She showed him which paths were safe. They slept in caves. They ate dry food. On the second night, Ava told Oliver about her family. My grandmother was the last guard of the diamond. She told me the stories. The diamond has a curse. It is not really a curse. It is poison. The Incas put poison on it long ago. Anyone who touches it will get sick and die slowly. Oliver asked, why do they do that? To protect it, Ava said. If the diamond is dangerous, people will not want to take it. On the third morning, they saw it. A deep valley. At the bottom, there was an old stone temple. It was small but beautiful. Around the temple, there were black tents. Men with guns walked around. Ava pointed. The temple. The diamond is inside. Your grandfather is in the caves near the temple. Oliver counted the men. How many? 20, maybe more, Ava whispered. We must wait for night. That night there was no moon. It was very dark. Ava and Oliver walked quietly to the caves. They moved slowly. They made no sound. They found the first cave. It was dark and smelled bad. Oliver went inside. He saw an old man sitting on the ground. The man had a long white beard and thin arms. His clothes were old and dirty. Oliver looked at his face. It was the same face from the photo. His grandfather. Grandfather looked up. His eyes were tired. But when he saw Oliver, he smiled. I knew you would come, he said quietly. My grandson, you look like your mother. Oliver hugged him. Tears ran down his face. 30 years. 30 years of waiting. I am here, grandfather, Oliver said. I will take you home. Grandfather shook his head. I am too weak. I cannot walk far. But you must go. Find the diamond. Take it from this place. Oliver said, I will not leave you. Grandfather held his hand. Listen to me. The Black Legion will never stop. If they find the diamond, they will use it. Many people will die. You must take it and hide it where nobody can find it. Go to the temple. Ava knows the way. Suddenly, they heard gunshots outside. Grandfather pushed Oliver. Go. Now. That is Lynn. She is in trouble. Go help her. Oliver looked at his grandfather one last time. Then he ran. Part 4. The Last Battle. Oliver ran out of the cave. The gunshots were very close. He saw Ava behind a big rock. Ava, where is Lynn? He asked. Ava pointed to the temple. She went inside. The Black Legion followed her. Oliver looked at the temple. Men with guns were running to the door. They were shouting in Spanish. We must help her, Oliver said. Ava grabbed his arm. Wait. Look. Suddenly, Lynn ran out of the temple. 2 men pulled her back. She fought, but they were too strong. They took her inside. Oliver's heart beat fast. We have to go now. Ava nodded. They ran to the back of the temple. There was a small window high on the wall. Can you climb? Ava asked. Oliver jumped and pulled himself up. He was not strong, but he tried hard. Ava pushed him from below. He got through the window and fell inside. It was dark. Oliver could not see anything. He heard voices from another room. He walked slowly, carefully. Then he saw them. Lynn was on her knees. Her hands were tied. A tall man with a scar on his face stood in front of her. He had a gun. Where's the diamond? The man asked. I do not know, Lynn said. The man laughed. You are lying. Your father knows. The old man knows. Tell me, or I will kill you. Oliver looked around. He saw a big stone in the middle of the room. On the stone, there was a beautiful box. The box was open. Inside, something black shone in the dark. The diamond. Oliver moved quietly. He went to the stone. He reached for the diamond. His hand touched it. It was cold, very cold. His hand started to hurt. Suddenly, bright lights turned on. The tall man saw him. "Well, well," the man said. "The boy from London. You found us." Men with guns came and took Oliver. They pushed him next to Lynn. The tall man looked at the diamond in Oliver's hand. "Give it to me." Oliver looked at the diamond. It was beautiful but dangerous. He remembered Ava's words. Poison. A curse. "Do you know why the Incas love this diamond?" Oliver asked. The man laughed. "Because it is worth millions." "No," Oliver said. "They did not love it. They were afraid of it. It has poison on it. Anyone who touches it will die." The man stopped laughing. "You are lying." Oliver showed his hand. It was red and starting to swell. "Look, I touched it 5 minutes ago. In a few hours, I will be dead. If you take it now, you will die too." The man stepped back. His men looked at each other. They were scared. Oliver stood up. He moved closer to the man. "Cool me. Take it. Let us die together." The man stepped back again. He was afraid now. "Stop him," he shouted. But no one moved. Oliver ran to a hole in the floor. It was dark and deep. He threw the diamond into the hole. "No," the man screamed. The diamond fell into the darkness. They heard it hit rocks far below. Suddenly, the ground shook. Rocks fell from the ceiling. Dust filled the air. "The temple is falling." Ava shouted from the window. "Run!" Oliver pulled Lynn up. They ran to the door. Rocks fell around them. Men ran in every direction. They ran outside. Ava was waiting. They ran to the caves. Behind them, the temple fell, stone after stone. Dust rose into the sky. When it stopped, there was nothing left, only rocks and dust. Oliver looked at his hand. The redness was going away. Ava looked at it. "You were lucky. You touched it for only a short time. The poison is weak if you wash it quickly." Lynn hugged Oliver. "Thank you. You saved my life." Then they heard voices. 2 old men came out of a cave. One had a long white beard. It was Oliver's grandfather. The other was Lynn's father. They ran to each other. Oliver hugged his grandfather. Lynn hugged her father. Everyone cried. That night, they sat by a fire in the village. The people brought food and drink. They sang and danced. Oliver's grandfather sat next to him. "You did well, grandson. The diamond is gone. The Black Legion ran away. It is over." Oliver looked at the fire. "Is it really over?" Grandfather was quiet for a moment. "The leader escaped. The Black Legion will come back someday. They always do. But now there is no diamond to find." Oliver looked at the stars. They were so bright in the mountain sky. "What will you do now?" he asked his grandfather. "I will stay here," grandfather said. "These people are my family now. I have been with them for 30 years. This is my home." Oliver nodded. He understood. Lynn came and sat next to them. "My father and I will go back to London. He is sick. He needs a doctor." Ava brought them tea. She smiled at Oliver. "You are part of our family now. You can come back any time." Oliver looked at all of them. His grandfather, Lynn, Ava, people he did not know 3 months ago. Now they were like family. The next morning, Oliver said goodbye. He hugged his grandfather for a long time. "I will come back," Oliver said. Grandfather smiled. "I know you will. The mountains call to those who listen." Oliver walked down the mountain with Lynn and her father. He did not look back. He knew he would see them again.